Real quick today, I want to talk about a couple marks I'm seeing on some of my bullets for my 1911 and see if y'all have any thoughts or experience or feedback, any similar issues for the bullets on your semi-automatics. Now with this semi-automatic, the bullet is in a magazine and there's a feed ramp here. And when the action cycles and it's coming back into battery, the slide catches the back of the bullet and you can see the nose of the bullet hits that feed ramp. That feed ramp pushes it up. I don't think it so much slides as probably hits and bounces, feeds up in, and then the slide finishes pushing it in. And I'm seeing some marks on these bullets right here, and I've seen it on most of my bullets. And I'm curious, let's see, it's about this far down in the case if it was caused while it was still in the case. I'm curious if that's caused from the bullet coming up, hitting, and that part right there seems to be pivoting right here as the slide continues to push and it pivots up and in. So the bullet hits the feed ramp, jumps up, and then pivots in. And I'm curious if it's that pivoting right here that's causing the weird mark on these bullets. Also, as the bullet is slamming into that feed ramp, it seems to be leaving a bit of a mark here. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Leaving a mark on most of these bullets right here and deforming the nose of the bullet just a little bit. This is the same bullet before it's fired. And you can see there's definitely a mark left on the nose of that bullet. So this is the mark here near the base where the powder coat is being peeled, and you can see a bit of a dent there, and then the nose is somewhat deformed. That one's a lot bigger. And then you can see the nose deformation on that one. Some of these have a very small mark. Again, you can see where the nose was deformed. That one's a lot more noticeable. Let's grab one of these pentas. A little mark right there. Part of the reason as well, I think it's from where that pivots in, is that mark is normally lined up right with the biggest nose impact from the feed ramp. So I'm thinking it hits, bounces up, and then pivots in right there on the case. The one bullet that I have that was captured that was the fully jacketed 230 grain had a similar mark as well. You could see it on there as well. This one, the mark is up here right where it was crimped. This is the one the Gun Fun ZS says looks like it's filled with peanut butter. But even on this one you can see a little bit of that mark. Now these bullets are about 9.5 BHN. I've had several folks suggest that to get these to open at 750 or 850 feet per second, maybe I should have cast them out of a lot softer lead. And I certainly think that would have helped as far as the expansion. But I'm curious in a semi-automatic how well the nose of the bullet will handle the feed ramp if it's a softer lead. How soft can you go in a 9mm or a 1911 or something like that with your lead and still not have too much deformation of the nose where it causes an issue. I think if this was dead soft lead, it would hit that nose ramp and start to collapse the hollow point before the bullet was ever fired. That's not a problem in revolvers. I've shot very soft lead hollow points in revolvers because there is no feed ramp. The bullet gets lined up with the barrel and the forcing cone before it's fired, and it travels straight through, and at the first impact is at the forcing cone. But with the semi-automatic, the bullet bounces off or feeds up this ramp here and here at the back of the chamber before it goes in, which is part of the reason this round nose works so well in this type of firearm, and you can use a perfectly flat nose in a revolver. So that's the reason I haven't been using any softer lead. I don't know how soft I could go before the deformation on the nose gets too bad. And I'm curious, any other thoughts as to these marks other than what I've proposed? And I'm curious if anyone out there has captured their own bullets in some sort of media or gel and noticed something similar from one of their semi-automatics. I appreciate you watching, and God bless.